Welcome along to another video. I am That Cycling Chimp, and in this one my route is going to be a 64-kilometre trip. I'm inviting every single one of you that's watching this to join me as I take on yet another solo adventure to a place I've been before. So if you want to find out how I got on today, or maybe you're new to the channel and you would just like to see Scotland by bike, you've came to the right place. So stick around, grab yourself a cuppa, kick back and relax. Let's get the show on the road. Today's adventure, I'm heading towards Glasgow city, but I'm going to take an alternative route. The last time I cycled there, I cycled the old Kilmarnock railway track. This time, I'm going to utilise the cycleway up the A77 and come into the south side of the city. The reason for that, well, there's a point of interest I want to see today. As it's October and we're getting into spooky season, I think this is rather fitting. So let's get clipped in and see how we go on. First of all, I've got a little apology for y'all. It's been a wee while since I've done one of these videos. The last time we were down in Whitby with the Brompton. When I come back, I'd picked up the dreaded Rona bug. So it absolutely floored me for nearly 2 weeks. Then I was planning a video, but Storm Ann decided to come in and be a bit of a nuisance. So I couldn't do a video that week either, but here we are now. The plan for today, as I said, we're going to head towards Glasgow. But as always, I'm challenging myself. First of all, I want to see how much of this I can do traffic free, and I think I've got a semi-good route. The plan is head towards Irvine, cut from Irvine across to Kilmarnock, up through the Fenwick moors, the A77, using the cycleway and into the south side of Glasgow. I did have another video planned for this week, but I thought because of the last video at Whitby, this was going to be a little bit fitting, and you'll see why if you stick around. In other news, I'm trying to get my fitness up because I've got another sportif coming up very soon. It's a Braveheart sportif. More about that later as well. Today's weather, as the weather has been for the last week or two, we've got to that time of the year where it's just dank, damp, overcast, just boring weather. I'm hoping the sun's maybe going to come out later on as I get closer to the city. Well, that's the forecast anyway, but who knows, it's Scottish weather. How you doing? Thank you, sir. Well, that's me just heading into the Shulton Wood, just in the outskirts of Irvine, before I turn off to use the cycle track to Kilmarnock. Now, again, it's one of those cycle tracks that utilise an old railway line, which is quite handy, and it's traffic free. So far we've been 90% traffic free, and then I've got somebody waiting for me here. Thank you very much, I'll get the other gate for you. And there we go, there's a little bit of the cycling community there. As I was coming up to the railway gates, one cyclist held open and I held other. So as I was saying, the reason I'm heading towards Glasgow is there's something I want to see, but I'm trying to get my mileage up. It's actually supposed to be a taper week for me, so I'm trying to keep my heart rate in zone 2 as much as possible, which is quite hard, especially when I haven't been out on the bike for a little while. I can actually tell that the fitness has dropped a little bit, so hopefully this long, slow ride is going to help. I'm actually quite excited to be doing this cycleway because it's one I've always seen driving to Glasgow, but I've never actually cycled on it, so it gives me an idea. Also, if you want to try this route out, as always, I'll leave the commute link down below for you, just in case you want to try it. A little fan of the channel there. Hello. Well, that's me done 19 kilometres, so we're nearly a third of the way through the ride today. I've just got to the crossroads of Irvine and I'm starting to head towards Kilmarnock. It says in the sign up here that it's 7 miles. I'm utilising the Cunninghame path, which is also the N73 cycle track. It's 18 miles long and it goes all the way from Ardrossan to Kilmarnock. There's actually a couple of new bits that they've added onto the path recently as well, which is going to help out. It has been a little bit misty on the way over here, so I'm hoping that mist is maybe going to lift as I keep going, because it is starting to get a little bit warmer. I love this time of the year with all the colours and like just autumn in general, but the thing I do hate about it is with all the leaves in the ground, there's 2 things you've got to look out for. Number 1, I'm using semi-slicks. I've got to watch they don't come off the bike, and not only that, I don't know what's underneath the leaves, so I'm hoping I don't get a puncture today. Now let's see how we go on going towards Kilmarnock. I'll just show you the map just now. As I said, the Cunninghame path goes all the way from Ardrossan, all the way across to Govanhill, uses the NCN7 again, down towards Irvine and then across to Kilmarnock. Again, it's mostly traffic free and it's a good trail. This is just an absolutely great cycle path that goes all the way from Irvine to Kilmarnock. Completely traffic free. It's usually not too busy, a few walkers and a few other cyclists, but it's a great place. Kilmarnock's a little bit significant. As I was talking earlier on in the video, I'm going to be participating in the Braveheart Sportif. Now the Sportif starts off from Kilmarnock and it heads down towards Muirkirk and then basically back up. Now Muirkirk's a little miners' village, just in the outskirts and the borderline between East Ayrshire and Dumfries and Galloway. Maybe a few familiar faces at the Sportif, so stay tuned for that. I do know there's a couple of celebrities cycling it. We have Pippa York, who is one of the Tour de France legends. We also have Jack Carlin, who is an Olympian and won many medals for Great Britain. The good thing about the Braveheart Sportif is all the funds generated go towards the future of cycling in Scotland. So the likes of your track racing and training for the younger generation, for the likes of the Olympics and that. So it is a really good cause. I know they have a dinner on the evening. Unfortunately, I can't make that one, but I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope the weather stays good. As I say, this is why I don't want to overcook myself today, because it's only a couple of days before I'm taking part in it. But yeah, this path is just absolutely brilliant. Just good to get out in the fresh air. Now, I had to stop for a little minute there. I passed something there that I didn't know was on this route. And a lot of you that will follow this person on Instagram will know exactly what I'm talking about when you see this. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please introduce Bill and Ben, the flower pot men. I didn't even know that was, I can't see out my glasses. This is the only thing about the autumn as well. Your glasses steam up really quick because of the coldness and then obviously the body heat. I didn't even know, see if that helps now. So Kenny, if you're watching this, at least I know where the wee guys are now. I may have committed myself in this one. I've came up to, obviously as you can see, some chains saying it's a private garden, and it is a private garden. I actually plotted this route to get through the Craufurdland estate because I wanted to see Craufurdland Castle. Now I know we've got a reasonable right to roam or reasonable access for a ride to Rome and Scotland. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm actually going to try and see if I can find another way round about. Might add a little bit of distance on, but I'm pretty sure I seen there was a path back there to the castle and the road. Well, I certainly didn't have gravel on my bingo card today, but this is where the fun begins. Let's see if we can navigate this. I'll need to update the map if you guys are wanting to do this too. Here we go. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting that little bit there. Behind me is Craufurdland Castle. Now this castle somebody actually lives in. It's actually, at this time of recording, the 29th Laird of Crawford that stays in it. They also have a little self-catering accommodation at the side as well. But it's just an absolutely magnificent looking castle. It is actually a 13th century castle, but through the years, through the 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th centuries, they modified it all the time. And currently it's a Gothic style castle. It's actually better that I stopped here to see it, because if I was closer, you probably wouldn't be able to see as much over there. But Gothic is a bit of a theme on today's video. As I said, there is a point of interest I want to see in Glasgow. And if we hark back to the last video, and if you've not watched it, you need to go and watch that one. When I was down in Whitby, there was a little bit of a Gothic theme in that as well. I spoke a little bit about Bram Stoker's Dracula, and if I was to ask you where Dracula was from, where would you tell me? That's right, Transylvania. So I heard there's somewhere in Glasgow that I wanted to visit that's kind of Halloween themed as well, and it's the Transylvania Café, which is in Govanhill. So that's where I'm heading today, as it's October and it's coming up to spooky season, and I hope they do a killer Mocha. But until we get there, we've done about 30 kilometres. We're about halfway there now. I'm going to get myself a quick snack before I tackle the A77. Let's get an OGT bar into me and some water and continue the journey. It really is a lovely estate, and I just found out about it last summer when I was cycling round about Kilmarnock area. And as I said, the castle just looks fantastic. There's also a lot of other adventure activities around here. They've got archery, but they've also got like a treetop adventure climbing. I'm just about to actually go underneath some of it just now. Wait till you see this. I did not know that this was here. It's kind of the same idea as Go Ape in Aberfoyle. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic that. There's also a cafe just outside it called the Laird's Table. I haven't been a patron of that one yet. That might be one for the future. We're just about to head into the village of Fenwick, and then we turn on to the A77 and then the climbing starts. And I wouldn't really say I'm looking forward to the climbing today, because I've not been doing hills for quite some time, so we'll just need to see how we get on. As I said, there's the Laird's Table there. And obviously some people are looking as if they're going to do some climbing. Literally one click from the Craufurdland estate, you come into the village of Fenwick. Now Fenwick is a bit of a significant village. It houses apparently 1,700 people, although the census back in 2021, the information I found was 992. So if you know if that's right or wrong, let me know in the comments below. Historians have been arguing the significance of Fenwick for a long time, and there's a plaque behind me, as always, that tells you a little bit about the Weaver Society. And then we've got somebody that's just about to come into the video that we haven't seen for a little while. It's a special guest. And the special guest is Cheap Bike CC.
Hello.
So, as it says on the plaque here, that Fenwick was formed in the early 14th century, and it was ideally situated on the crossroads for the main north, south, east, west routes. And the village soon became a successful trading post and a carriage stop. But as it says down at the bottom here, in the mid-1750s, the Weaver Society established the world's first documented cooperative. And this is where the historians argue, because they say that this was the first documented cooperative as we now know as a co-op. So there's your little history lesson for today. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to speak to my Faja to see if he's going to continue the journey with me to Glasgow. And also in the village they have a book swap, and as we can see, somebody's having a good mooch inside it. We were going to go for a little coffee at the Fenwick coffee shop, but it's closed. Anyway, we'll clip in and see how we got on. You just never know who you meet out in the trails. I did ask if he wanted to come to Glasgow for a coffee, but he said it was a little bit too far. So he's heading back to Stewarton and back home. It's the first time I've cycled on this cycleway up by the A77. I'm actually inspired a little bit. I was watching the Glasgow Cyclists YouTube channel, and he was explaining quite a lot about the infrastructure that's now in Glasgow, so I wanted to go up and see what the south side was like, so everything kind of fit in together. The forecast, it has lied to me. We're just about to pass Whiteley wind farm, and the cloud's pretty low. It's quite foggy and misty as well, so I also think I'm starting to come into the climb, which is quite long. Apparently it's 330 metres high, so we'll see how we got on. Anyway, onwards. Made it to Newton Mearns. I'm just going to start heading into the city. It says it's 9 miles. I need to consult the Garmin head unit as well, because this is the point where you'll start getting lost. Or I will anyway. So let's see how we got on. Well, that's me successfully made it to the south of Glasgow City. I'm currently in Queen's Park. I'm not too far away from the Transylvania Café, so let's go and see if we can get ourselves a Mocha, something to eat, maybe even a little toilet break. I thought there was toilets back there, but they seem to be closed because my back teeth are floating. So that's me finally arrived at the destination, and wait till you see this. This is absolutely brilliant. The Transylvania shop and coffee is located in the corner of Prince Edward Street. But wait till you see the decorations. Let's go and see if we can get a coffee. So I've picked myself up a spooky hot dog and a killer mocha. The question is, how good is the Mocha going to be? Oh my God, that is contender for the best Mocha so far. Oh, that's brilliant. Right, you guys don't want to see me eating, but I need to fuel up before I start heading into the city centre, so I'm going to eat my spooky hot dog. I can confirm that the spooky hot dog was really nice as well, but I just love this. Halloween, we don't celebrate it the same way over here than we do elsewhere in the world, and we really should. And this is a testament to it. It's absolutely hilarious.
I told the crows they could hang out, but they have to bring their own corny jokes.
It's not just a cafe either, it's also a shop that sells some produce as well. It's been here for quite some time, and it's been on my radar for quite some time to come and visit it. Not with the Halloween stuff, that's just an added bonus. But yeah, I'll definitely be back. And I suggest if anyone's in the area and looking for a decent coffee or a mocha, this is the place to be. Better get tooled up, clipped in and start heading towards Glasgow Central so that we can utilise ScotRail service back to Ayr. Well, after a train journey back from the big smoke, that's us back into the Shire. And that's us at the end of yet another video. Just like to thank you all for sticking around today to keep me company. And also a little special guest star from Cheap Bike CC. I hope you enjoyed your cameo in the video. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. I think with the cycling infrastructure in the south side of Glasgow, I definitely want to go back and investigate. I think maybe next time I'll take little Charlie Brompton though. It was a thoroughly enjoyable ride, even though that bit at the A77 is just a bit monotonous and a bit kind of bogged down, but once you get into Newton Mearns, it's actually quite an enjoyable ride. And I want to give a big shout out to the Transylvania coffee shop that's in Govanhill. That coffee, I think it is #1. It's probably the best mocha I've had in a long time. The spooky hot dog was really good as well, so definitely if you're in the area, go and check them out, and especially at this time of the year when they've got the Halloween decorations up. Also with the mileage today, I definitely feel like I'm ready for this Braveheart sportive that's coming up. Hope to see you all in the next one, but in the meantime, you can check out my last video up there, which was when I was down in Whitby, or you can check out previously on That Cycling Chimp, which are archive videos. Till the next time guys, bye for now, and remember to pedal smart out there.